Hey, what's up? It's Rob. Welcome to the RobX Horde base video. This is an auto AFK Horde base that doesn't rely on cheesing the AI. So basically, any potential changes in the future where the AI pathing or something can be changed, this Horde base will still work and be an auto AFK Horde base. At least that's the intended goal. So this is a unique base concept that I came up with. So kind of how the base works, to give you an overview. The zombies are going to come running across this bridge, and I have it set up so that there will be powered garage doors that close and seal this off. So the zombies run up, they run up to the bars, and there are motion sensor cameras that sense the zombies, cause the doors to open, and the zombies fall down onto blade traps that are actually controlled by motion sensors. So this is meant to be an automatic base, and it's also set up with motion sensors so that it's efficient and it doesn't waste your battery power. I am hearing a zombie here. Let's deal with this guy quick. So the base is in the middle of a pit, and I put spikes all the way down at the bottom. And I probably went way overboard with this, but it's just a base. All three sides are blocked off, and it's got a simple bridge concept so that it forces them to come to us here in the middle. On the top here, we have, as I showed with these garage doors, we have these sensors. Now you can see that these sensors are aiming up, and they're actually kind of aiming up right about to this point here. The purpose of that is, I have two garage doors, so we have one on this side, one on this side, and they're each controlled by their own, they each have their own separate electrical circuit. So I didn't want, when a zombie came running on this side, I did not want this motion sensor to see the zombie and open the garage door over here. I only want this door to open when a zombie is here. And I did have to do a little bit of overlap because dogs make it pretty difficult here in the middle because of how short they are. But so that's the concept. So the cameras are pointed in areas that they just catch the outer edge so that zombies are only picked up on the side that they're actually on. So these are the 5 wide by 3 high garage doors. And as I said, I have 2 of them side by side. And I also have these flat panels here. So the flat panels are here because when the garage door is open, and maybe I should open them really quick so you can see them. Let's just jump in here and let's turn on our circuit. We'll go over this circuit system here in a second. But I want to get these on so I can show you exactly what's going on here. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap where this door kind of curves down. As I was testing it, the zombies kept running in and they'd get caught there, and then they'd start beating down on the door. And so I put these panels on top just to kind of get them out of the way. The only blocks that you cannot place blocks in is this one block width here that's 3 by 5 across. Otherwise, you can put other blocks here under the garage door. You just can't place them here. So you can also place them on top, obviously. And so that's why I have the panels here. I also put bars along the side just so, you know, if the zombies do fall off, obviously there's all the spikes down there, so that's okay. But I want them to come up to here, and I want them to come to these doors and then fall down. Now, we also have the blade traps set up here. So I have 4 blade traps that are set up between these 3 motion sensor cameras. And that's just because blade traps have a ton of draw on batteries. I think they're like, you can look here really quick. I believe they're 35. Actually, they're 20. But so they take 20 power, and when they're going, they will just, a level 6 battery, you could drain close to one of them on a Horde night. So I set these up so that they would be on motion sensors and the base would be efficient. All right, I also have some SMG turrets here that are set up, and these are pointed up just to help protect from vultures, since vultures can now do damage to blocks. I just set up a couple there to keep us protected. I also have a couple of junk turrets down here. And so junk turrets can kind of just shoot out these windows. I also put in these hatches here so that you can take a hammer and you can repair the blade traps, because blade traps become very damaged as they chop up zombies. You don't have to have blade traps down here. You could do regular spikes. You could do something better with the junk turrets. It's kind of open to how you want to do it. The main feature of the base is these garage doors and the motion sensors that go along with it. Okay, so let's get into the meat of this base. And the meat of this base is set up in how the electricity works. So the way electricity works in 7 Days to Die is that you can only have switches, or so a switch would be like a pressure plate or a motion sensor camera. Those switches can only turn on power. You can't shut off power when they pick up something. So when that motion sensor actually sees a zombie, it sends a power signal. Now, we use that in our favor to actually get the garage doors to close. So when the garage doors are the way they are now, this is because the garage door is powered. So right now we have all the power on, and we have 2 battery banks. So what happens is the low power, you can see the cord comes out, and it actually runs through a couple of relays and goes up to the motion sensor. The motion sensor then runs cords down and runs into this high power. The high power then runs up into a couple industrial lights, and then finally goes out to the garage door. So how this is currently set up is there is the low power that runs to the motion sensor, and the motion sensor does not see a zombie. So therefore, the motion sensor is not allowing low power to go out. So then the circuit keeps going, and it goes to this high power generator, and then the high power generator powers the 2 lights and the garage door. So when I say high power, it's because right now I have a level 4 battery in here that's 41 watts. In the low power, I have a level 2 battery that's actually 31 watts. The difference in those watts are what's going to make the garage door shut off. So when the camera picks up a zombie, the camera turns on a power source, which means it allows the low power battery bank to be connected to the circuit. And the way that 7 Days to Die works is that the very first electrical source, so whether it's battery banks or generators or solar panels or something, the very first one is the one that actually supplies the power. So in this normal state, we're running off the high power. As soon as a zombie runs into the camera, it's actually going to switch and it's going to run to the low power. With everything that we have set up in the circuit, so we have the motion sensor, the relays, these industrial lights, which I think are 10 each. Yeah, I have them set up as 10 each. And then finally the door out here. That is too much power for the low power source to handle. So because there's too much wattage and this doesn't have enough power, the very last item that's powered in the circuit, so it'll actually be however many items are at the end until you get to a wattage that's actually sustainable. But the way that this is set up, I believe it's only the garage door. One of these lights might shut off, but I'm pretty sure it's only the garage door. That garage door will become unpowered because now the circuit doesn't have enough to handle, and it's going to close. So that's what causes when a zombie runs up, the motion sensor sees the zombie, switches to the low power circuit, and then the door closes, the zombie falls, motion sensor see the zombie gets chopped up. All right, so that is the general concept of how this works. And we have 1 circuit on each side, and we also have this circuit here, so this runs both the blade traps and the SMG turrets. And this is just set up with a bunch of level 6 batteries. This is only, almost one of these batteries per horde night is actually going to get used up because of that. So let's go up here. So what we're going to do right now, we're actually going to bring on the day 14 horde, and we are going to test it, and you're going to see exactly how this base works in action. So let's get in here and let's bring on the horde. You can see we got dogs, we got people running. They're going to come right over and just fall right down. You can see sometimes that when a door opens, they actually start going for the other door because it's closed. And so they do recognize an open or powered garage door as being something they can run across. So you can see they're running here. And let's see, so typically when they fall, yep, see, they kind of got confused for a second because both those doors opened. Oh, there's a wolf attacking that zombie. Nice. Here, we can come a little closer so we can kind of see. I put in these hatches here, and my idea was to use these hatches for Molotovs, or, grenades or other throwables. It's kind of like 50-50 in terms of if I set myself on fire or not. Grenades will probably work a lot better, but they're pretty good. Let's actually go up onto the roof up here. I don't think there's any vultures. You can see they just fall down, and those blade traps just go, and as soon as the zombie dies, the blade traps stop moving. The other nice thing too is we'll go down there and inspect the damage afterwards, but besides the blade traps, there is minimal damage that this base takes. And obviously blade traps are, they do just take a beating as they're chopping up zombies, so that's just is what it is. But You know, I would guess we're going to go down there to repair, and we'll probably use a little bit of forged iron to upgrade, you know, maybe 5 pieces to fix some bars, both on the top and the bottom. We might use like 20 pieces of concrete mix, and that's it. You know, and the steel to repair the traps. So the other thing I'll show you really quick too, let me drop down here, is you'll see I have these walls here. So I have this wall that goes into bars, and then, let me wait for Big Mama here to run by. And then you kind of see this wall here. So the motion cameras could actually see zombies running. So these zombies that are running right here, this door actually would end up opening because that camera could pick them up there. So I put in this wall, and I also blocked off this wall here so that doors only open when the zombies are actually there. And see, I might have to fix these cameras a little bit, because the dogs, when they get right in this middle, they are just making it a challenge for those motion sensors. Let's see if we can get a better view down here. Yeah, so it just destroys them. They don't even have a chance. Okay, let's go down here. Let me turn off God mode. We could probably do a little bit of repairing. So I also designed with these hatches here, so you can see this blade trap is at 940. Ooh, I heard the SMG turret go off. Or I guess that could have been this guy here. I don't know which one it was. Get both of these blade traps repaired. I did notice in my testing that blade traps, when they stopped working once they got to 500 health, and I don't know if that's designed. I can't imagine that's designed. Maybe it's just a bug with this alpha, but they would get down to about 500 health, and then they would just stop turning on and stop working until I repaired them, which doesn't seem quite right. So in these Molotov things that I built up, you just have to be careful how you do these blocks, because I hadn't seen a dog do that, but regular zombies can't fall in your trap here, but it looks like since the dogs are shorter. So I guess it just depends on how you do these blocks. I think this is just one of the wedge tips. I don't remember which one, but you know, it looks like a dog can get there. So you just have to be cognizant of how you design those up, but it sounds like the horde might be over. So you can see here, okay, so we got a couple blocks here, so we'll go, you know, here's a couple pieces of concrete. Let's see, are any of these bars damaged? They got one hit here, one hit here. This looks like 3 forged iron to repair those. Let's see, okay, so blade traps. So these are gonna take, you know, a little bit of steel to replace, but it's actually not terrible. And let's see, so repair that. One here, one here, one here. Anything else? One here, one here. Floor might have gotten a little bit damaged, but usually doesn't get too bad. Lots of loot bags. And that is it. That is the amount of damage. Let's check these garage doors. Sometimes they get a hit or two on these garage doors. This one required 1 steel. This one didn't even get damaged. They didn't even damage these plates at all. Looks like one here, one here. Probably did this side as well. Nope, they didn't even get this side. And that's it. So day 14 Horde, our game stage, let's check that, is at 36. And that is all it took to repair the space and get it in working order. We can also go check these batteries here really quick, in case you're curious. So the blade traps batteries usually get pretty drained. So this one was at like a quarter when I started. So it usually takes up like half a battery on a Horde night. These batteries now, I mean, look at that. This battery is full, barely anything. Let's go to low power, barely anything. It'll be the same on this side here. Barely anything, barely anything. So the blade traps will use up some batteries. I mean, those are level 6 batteries and they're getting used up, but these batteries to do the garage doors, I mean, these will last you easily 5 Horde nights. You know, I tried to make it as efficient and less draining on resources as possible. So anyway, that concludes my Horde base. I have lots of other ideas for unique Horde bases that I'm going to do, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. I'm also in the middle of a random Horde night series, and I'm planning on building this base there, so make sure you check that out too. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.